Given that you go against such a similar scheme, is there anything they could do Sunday that would be unexpected?
Well, I think we talked about this in the past too. I think every coordinator, even though they come from the same tree, whether it's offense, defense, they put their own spin on it. So, what we do here is obviously comes from the same tree, but it can be a little bit different. So, there's definitely some techniques and certain things that can be similar, but in the same sense, when you watch them on film, there are some, things that they do differently than our defense.
You never played them, have you, Brian?
I've never played against them, no.
Or ever been up in Seattle at that
No.
environment? So what are you expecting?
Well, I just expect what everybody says here who's played there. It's loud. Obviously, it's what it's known for. Plus, obviously, even, the bigger task is their defense. Obviously, the crowd has a lot to do with it, but when you just line up and look at their defense and their scheme, it's a tough thing to go against. So that's just a little thing that we have to be able to handle the environment, and still go out and execute and do our jobs.
Is there any reason this week to sit down with Robert Saleh and ask him, hey, on this situation, what's Earl Thomas taught?
You know what? I might try to if you have time. There's so much. We got to learn our game plan, what's going in, and then you watch the film of actually Seattle, what they do. Like I said, everyone has a little bit of a spin or twist they put on it, and maybe towards the end of the week, maybe you get a few pointers from him. I don't know. I mean, he was in Jacksonville for the past few years too, so. Things change on a year-to-year basis. So, like I said, they always come from the same roots, and then just like a tree, the branches, go off in their own direction.
Brian, correcting the pre-snap issues.
Yeah.
Has that been a major emphasis this week?
Yeah, it's always a major emphasis. It's always, you never want to hurt yourself, and the holdings, the physical penalties, that's going to happen in the NFL. The stuff that happens pre-snap, you have to eliminate it because you never really get a chance to even do anything when you do that to yourself.
Are there other aspects, obviously, along those lines, turnovers and third down efficiency? When you're going back against the Carolina film, are you really digging into the third downs and seeing?
Well, no, you get 24 hours, you watch it, make the corrections, and you move on. Obviously, it's always a thing that we stress is protect the ball, and then obviously in the NFL you got to be successful on third down to stay on the field. So that goes with every week.
Is that how you organize your week? Monday is review, and then
yeah,
Tuesday
for sure. You got to move on. Yeah,
game?
you can't let it linger. I think Kyle kind of talks about being that 24 hours. Get in, get it corrected, whether you win or lose. You can't have a hangover from a win or a loss. And I've had a lot of experience. Just you come in, whether you won or lost, you see what you did well, see what you did poorly, and correct it, and then get back on to the next one. So literally, even Sunday night, I'm starting to watch Seattle stuff. It's just that's how quick the turnaround is, and I think that's kind of the philosophy you have to have.
What jumps out about Seattle's defense?
I mean, there's not a lot that doesn't jump out. Obviously, Earl Thomas back there, he's a great free safety. Their front seven is loaded. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Obviously, they got Sherman at the one corner, Lane at the other. So, and you got Cam Chancellor at the strong safety. So, they have great players, and they run a really good scheme, and they play it really well. So, I mean, I don't think I can compliment them enough. It's just, I think it's a great combination of scheme and players, and they've been playing it for a long time, and they play it really well.
When you go through those 30 plays that Coach puts together as a team, and he said, obviously everyone knows you guys score more than 3 points, and you can't have the penalties and whatever, but it's really the why that he tries to get across. What was the why this week when you're gleaning whatever you can from that tape?
Well, I think it's more about this week. I think it's just, protecting the football, not getting behind on down and distance. That's when this defense will really get you. You get behind on these guys, and with those, you don't have to blitz anybody. Those 4 pass rushers can get after you without a blitz. And so for us, he kind of always lays it out. This is what it's going to take to win, and so that's more what we're focused on this week.
There were a couple of plays against Carolina where you turned for a handoff and the back was on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on those?
It's just some
plays?
miscommunication. That's kind of goes along with the pre-snap penalties that we have to be able to cut that out. You just don't give yourself a chance.
Do you guys prepare any differently for noise?
Just I think we'll have the speakers going nonstop, and it tries to force you to communicate. Obviously, you can't replicate it. You're not in a stadium, but I know that we'll have the noise blaring and just trying to work on that communication right now. So it's not, so hopefully it's second nature when you get there on Sunday.
What's been your message to your offensive line? They had a pretty rough first game, and they know they're going up against a really difficult front.
Yeah, there's no message in particular. You just keep playing. I mean, that's the NFL. I still feel just as confident about them now as I did last week. It's a week-to-week thing, and That's the one thing about football is it's a total team sport. So just because the line on one play, there was another play where someone else made a mistake and it just put us in the same situation. It's just the way it goes, and all 11 of us have to come together and execute on every single play. And I think that's kind of the beauty and the bad thing about football is it takes all 11 guys, but it can only take one guy to mess a play up. And I think we all just have to be on it together on every single play.